itself. But keep in mind the amount of acreage Washington owned, 8,000 acres. And so the route you just took from the estate would have taken you right through the middle of Union Farm. So all of that's now neighborhoods today, obviously. And this particular mill is built right on the beginnings of Doe Run Farm, which went back another 2 or 3 miles in this direction. Now, when Washington inherits Mount Vernon in the early 1750s, there is a mill on the property already. Probably his father built it in the 1730s or so. And it's a country mill. And it was located a third of the mile up the creek on the other side of the bank. And it's a very small mill, just used for grinding for the plantation needs. But in the mid-1760s, as you've learned, Washington switches from tobacco to wheat. And in order to really make money in the wheat, you need to have a mill to manufacture that into flour. And that little mill that he's had for many years is in bad condition now. It's really not going to answer the need for a merchant mill exporting flour. So he realizes in the late 1760s he's going to need to construct a new mill. He picks this location on Doe Run Creek because, number one, it's always been a milling area for the family, and that's mainly because the water's here. The creek is here to supply water. So Washington hires a millwright. Millwrights build mills, and he constructs the mill on this location, and its construction begins in 1770, and by April of 1791 the mill is completed and operational. Now the building we're in today is a reconstruction. It was done initially by the state of Virginia, so if you look around you'll see older timber here. This is from the 1932 restoration. What they essentially did is took apart an old mill out in the Shenandoah Valley, brought it here and put it in this new stone building as a commemorative mill for what would have been Washington's 200th birthday. The issue then was, though, the mill didn't have water. It was cut off from its water source a long time ago with the development that happens up here in Northern Virginia. Because what Washington had to do to get water to this mill is it constructed a 2-mile-long mill race that went all the way back to the farm, all the way to the upper elevation, and he dammed Doe Run Creek up there and had a huge mill pond. And water would flow 2 miles down right inside the building to run the wheel. On the river, because you have to have elevations properly to run a wheel. You can't get the water from the Potomac uphill to a mill on the ground. So the lay of the land, the topography dictates where mills can be constructed.